Hi, everybody. Happy Wellness Wednesday. Today is our inaugural Wellness Wednesday. All right, Healthy by Kiona Wellness Wednesday. I'm Kiona Leah, master trainer and longtime fitness and health enthusiast. So, just real quick to let you guys know, almost 20 years ago, I was actually certified in sports nutrition in addition to being a regular personal trainer. I dropped that certification as I started learning more and more and more from other professionals about how much I did not know. And I have spent all of this time since then really just at the feet of some of the masters. And all of these are all about just sharing with you guys what I have learned and what I personally do. I have told my students in person for years, I will never tell you to do something that I do not, would not, or am not doing myself. So always, always, always with any of these tips, check in with a professional in your life to make sure that they'll be safe for you. Don't forget, let me know what topics you want to hear about. I didn't get any ideas except that people wanted to do this today, so I'm picking something very close to my own heart and very pertinent for me today, and that is cleansing the liver and gallbladder. And the reason is because I am actually at this moment doing a liver gallbladder cleanse. This was at the recommendation of my nutritionist when I saw her on Friday. And to be honest, the last 3 times I've seen her, she's told me I needed to do this. And I kind of keep forgetting. Convenient, huh? We all do it. We all struggle with doing all the things we're supposed to do for our health. So I finally went, I'm putting it on my calendar. I'm figuring out when to do this. And I'm just going to go ahead and do it. So a little bit of science before we get into the actual pieces of this cleanse itself. Now, our liver and gallbladder, they work together in harmony quite a bit. So I would say it's difficult to cleanse one without cleansing the other in reality. Now, your liver is the workhorse. Way, way, way back when I started with T-TAP method, one of the first things I learned about what was wrong with what I was trying to do as a regular trainer, calories in versus calories out, was that the body needs to process things. Calories in, digestion, assimilation, elimination. Calories out. So those pieces in the middle, a lot of things get really neglected. The liver and gallbladder work together to really maximize how to do that digestion elimination piece. The liver has a ton of functions in the body. It helps with hormone balancing and processing them. It helps for several vitamins like A, D, E, K, and things of that nature. It really helps balance our water, and it works in concert with a lot of other things. But one of the other main things it does when it comes to our digestion is it produces bile, which gets dumped into our small intestine, generally around the same time as the pancreas will dump in things like insulin and other digestive enzymes. And those help us digest, assimilate, and ultimately eliminate our food. Now, the gallbladder, depends on what medicine you read. It's a throwaway organ. How many people have had their gallbladder out? Obviously not me, because I'm cleansing mine today. But for those of you guys that did legit, just raise your hand. One of the main functions of the gallbladder is to store the bile that the liver produces and to concentrate it. So this is really key with our digestion. So your liver produces bile, but it's in a little bit more of a liquid form. It gets stored in the gallbladder and it concentrates there. It becomes more potent. And your gallbladder fills in between meals. So right now I haven't eaten since about 4 and I'm really hungry, which is part of the idea behind this cleanse. We want to build up a little bit of pressure that bile is really sitting there and acidifying. So as we do the actual cleansing part, we've got a little more pressure behind it to help push more junk out of the liver and the gallbladder themselves. So after you eat a meal, gallbladder flattens, all that bile gets dumped in to help to really move and digest your food, and the process starts over again. Now, for those of you that raise your hand about your gallbladder, another thing for you to start researching, and I won't go into this today, but there's more research out there than certainly was there 13 years ago when I first had my first summer of 2 clients who had the same issues, which was 1, their gallbladders had been removed, and then following that, 2, they had thyroid issues. They varied depending on the person, but both of them. So I asked my homeopath, what are the chances of that? She said 100%. There's new research out there that actually starts showing the link that your gallbladder is not as much of a throwaway organ as we thought. So there are some great things for you guys to look up. Now, this cleanse that I'm talking about today comes originally to me through a book called The Cure for All Diseases by an author of the name Hulda Clark. And she was a PhD, again, a naturopath, a homeopath, and a physician. The book was interesting, to say the least. It was the follow-up to Cure for All Cancers. A lot of the stuff in the book, very outside the box. Not necessarily the box that I was in. Some of it was new, some of it wasn't, but this cleanse in particular really spoke to me for a multiple of reasons. First and foremost, it really only takes a day. A lot of these liver gallbladder things, you got to do things for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. You have to restrict your diet. You're taking all kinds of pills, or you're eating all kinds of things that are bitter or nasty or whatever. This doesn't do that. It really is 2 days maximum. She recommends you have 2 days that you kind of have a low-key schedule in order to do this. So you start off on day 1. Try not to eat any fat. If you really want to pre-game for this, you can start a couple days earlier drinking apple juice or eating several apples a day. The malic acid also helps build up that bile pressure in your liver gallbladder. So you can add that in. That is on, I believe, fithealthymama.com. They have a great synopsis of this there, so you can look that up. So that's where you start. The day of your cleanse, try not to eat any fat. Again, bile primarily is to digest the fat in our diet. So if we don't eat it, again, the liver gallbladder doesn't have to release as much of it. We build up more pressure. Then you want to stop eating about lunchtime, between noon and 2. I'm a night owl, so I went to 4. And then your timing from there is super important. 4 hours, you're just fasting. After that, and when you start that, you want to do 4 tablespoons of Epsom salts in 3 cups of water. Shake it all up, get it to dissolve, put it in the fridge. You're going to need that in 4 hours. So at your 4-hour mark, so say you stopped eating at noon, at 4 o'clock, it's going to be your first dose. You're going to do 1/4 of that, so 3/4 of a cup of that nasty tasting liquid. We tell you to chill it because they say it tastes better. I don't believe it. Drink it with a straw. That will slightly help. Do your first dose. 2 hours later, do your second dose. An hour and 45 minutes after that is when you want to get ready for bed. So again, starting at noon is pretty early because now you're talking about 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, you're going to bed at 8. Some people do that. Me personally, I go to bed at midnight. So I started at 4. At 8 o'clock, just before this, I took my first dose. I'll do my next at 10. And you're getting ready to go to bed 2 hours later. So an hour and 45 minutes later, get ready for bed. Get it all done. Brush the teeth. Wash the hair. If you take a shower, put the jammies on. All of it. Be ready. Then mix your mixture. You want fresh squeezed grapefruit juice. I find anything less than that doesn't work. So I went out and I bought a grapefruit today. You want about a 1/2 cup. You can go up to 3/4. Equal amount of olive oil. 1/2 to 3/4. Squeeze the grapefruit. Try and get the pulp out of there. Try and make it as liquid as you can. Dump it in a glass, or a shaker bottle is better. Put in the matching olive oil. Shake, 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 shake. Same thing. Grab your straw. Drink it as fast as you can. Believe it or not, it does not taste as bad as it sounds. I have done this cleanse several times. It does not taste as bad as it sounds. The Epsom salts is way worse. Immediately following that, you want to lay down. You want to really try and go to sleep as fast as you can. Ideally, lay on your right side because that's where your liver gallbladder are. Bring your knees up in order to kind of help tuck that tail, which we do anyway, right? And allow things to start to move. You do not want to have to be awake to feel this because the bile ducts are going to open up from that olive oil and grapefruit mixture, and things are going to start to move, and it does get uncomfortable. So you really don't want to mess up this timing. Sleep your 8 hours, ideally. When you wake up, 8 hours later, another 3/4 of your Epsom salts and water mixture. And 2 hours after that, another of that mixture again. Now you're finally done. The cleansing part is over. You're going to be visiting your restroom a lot, which is why, especially on day 2, you want to make sure it's a quiet, low-key day. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have a lot of stress. You don't have a lot of things going on. It's really supposed to be kind of a chill day. Here's hoping tomorrow, sitting at my desk with no meetings happening, it's a chill day for me because I am still working tomorrow, my day job. 2 hours after that, you can finally start eating. Start with things that are light, fruit juices, smoothies, and then work your way all the way up by dinner time to regular meals. What I love about this is, for me, I will start at 4 o'clock today, 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, midnight, 8 a.m., 10 a.m., noon tomorrow I can start eating. By dinner tomorrow, I am done. That's what I like about it. But just like anything else, when you really do a fast clean, you got to be prepared for discomfort, some pain, some bloating, and other things like that. But this is really an amazing cleanse. So check with your healthcare practitioner if it's safe for you to do. It's what I'm doing today, and I know it's really going to help eventually lose all this, and with some of these up and downs that I've been struggling with, especially through my midsection, it's going to make a major difference. So tell me what else you guys want to hear about. That is my Healthy by Kiona Wellness Wednesday tip number 1. So I want to see and hear back from you guys. Let me know what other topics you want to talk about. In the meantime, I'm Kiona Leah. I want to see you guys move, live, thrive. So I will see you on the next one.